Ready. All righty. You are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff-bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Washington Commanders. And why are the Washington Commanders 0-16? Because they suck. Man, that never gets old. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there that's going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free, fire away, throw it in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes. So as soon as I see something in there, I try to, respond to as fast as I can. Plus, also instead of me just rambling on for a half an hour or whatever, 45 minutes, whatever it might wind up being, it's just nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free, fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second membership level I got is called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I got is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If not, I can use all the support I can get, guys. But if not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And then also, finally, there's 2 additional links in the description box. The top one takes you to my Facebook group, and the second one takes you to me, it's Twitter. Right, whatever Elon Musk, whatever letter of the alphabet he wants to call it this month, that's on him. But to me, it's been Twitter. It's Twitter now, and it'll always be Twitter in the future. Right. So if you want to check me out on Twitter, I usually put stuff in there every day. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. That's a promise. Right. I said, and the other link takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants of Gridiron. It's a group. We have over 6,800 members in the group. It's doing fantastic. I put stuff in there every day. If I'm alive and breathing, if I have internet access, pretty much there's stuff going in the group, basically pretty much 365. And not only do I put stuff in there every day, but if you become a member, we have members posting stuff in there every day too. So between me and the members, there's a ton of New York Giants information going in there every day. All right, well, all that stuff said and done, out of the way with. Well, looks like the Cowboys just took the lead, 17-10, unfortunately. Oh, boy. Well, I guess the Eagles lost. I guess you can't ask for too much, I guess. At least if you got an Eagle loss, I guess that's better than the Eagles and the Cowboys both winning. But there's still 11 minutes left to go in the game. Anything's possible. So we can only hope for a Cowboy loss. But anyway, we got the team and player grades, which I've gotten. They're better than they were last week against the Dolphin debacle, shall we say? Most improved, or shall I say, is the offense. Well, just according to PFF, that's all I'm going by, right? We had some horrible grades against the. Horrible is not even. That's too nice a word. It was ungodly horrible in the Dolphin game. Oh my goodness, the grades. They weren't super stellar, but they were a lot better. I don't know if Justin Pugh and straight off the couch himself had anything to do with it or not, but they got better. And one of these things, one of the articles I'm going to go over here is they got a little tricky situation here with Mr. Pugh going on there. So he kind of holds all the cards there. So we'll have to wait and see what the Giants wind up doing. But that's a little bit down the road. We'll cross that bridge in about 10, 15 minutes or so here. But let's go over some of the grades here, shall we? From the after the Giants' Week 6 loss. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I don't. It's just me. I mean, I remember my mother always used to say. She said, "The older you get, the faster time flies." And I'll tell you what, it's unbelievable. It just seemed like we just kicked off a couple weeks ago. I mean, we're a third of the way through the season already. 18 weeks. We've just completed week 6. I mean, we're a third of the way through the season already. It's like, it's absolutely amazing. Once the season starts, it's amazing how fast time flies by. All right, so we got here. Let's start with the offensive grades here, and we'll go over the the defense and then the team grades. But I do want to point out, I mean, as we go along, once again, the offensive line grades were not stellar as expected, but they were a lot better than they were against the Dolphins. But we start off here with Tyrod Taylor. He had a very, very good game. This is one of the reasons why you pay, like with the Eagles. Remember the Eagles back in their when they won their Super Bowl, when they won their only Super Bowl. But this is why when they had Foles. This is why you pay a good backup quarterback. I mean, this is right, especially somebody like Tyrod. I mean, he had a hiccup there at the end of the first half. You never know, obviously, I mean, because it's easy to say you got 14 seconds to go, end of the first half. You got no timeouts. You can't. If you run the ball, you're not going to be able to stop the clock. Now, I'm not exactly sure what was going. I really don't. If he was actually saying to himself, in his head, if we don't make it here, we're screwed. I don't know. I don't know if he was thinking, well, if we don't hand it off to him real fast, he'll run, he'll get stopped. We'll jump up and I'll clock it. I mean, I'm not sure if that was kind of going through his head. I really don't know. And we'll never know. But I was going to say, he's got a lot of experience, Tyrod. He's very good with the football. No turnovers, right? Which we could not give up turnovers. That was huge, absolutely huge, which kept us in the game. I'm saying for the most part, he's very intelligent. He's good with the football, lots of experience, and this is why you pay a backup quarterback, I think $6 million or so for times like this. Now, once again, if this, if that, but it's hard to say. If the Giants kicked the field goal there, it went up 9-0. It's hard to say the second half would have played out exactly the same. You don't know. However, if we kick the field goal there and make it, 9, we had another field goal in the second half. We would have gave us 12. Buffalo had 2 touchdowns, would have made it 14-12. Maybe the Giants, get the ball instead of trying to float it to Waller in the end zone at the end of the game. We don't need that. We just need a field goal. Maybe we kick a field goal. It's good. And we win 15-14. You don't know. But, Tyrod did a very good job. With the offensive line that we had, we had a hard time. Really had a hard time running the football. Saquon had that one nice run, but if you take that one run away, I think he was under 3 yards a carry, right? So, Tyrod did a very, very good job. Very, very good job. Let's see here what we got. So he was the top. He scored 77.8 according to PFF. Jalen Hyatt, it was nice to see, 56 snaps, 72 he graded out. Joshua Zudo at left tackle, and then he got injured. For his 9 snaps, he was in there graded out at 69.4, but his run blocking was very good, 80.1, but his pass blocking was at 24.8. But, I'm exactly sure if left tackle suits him best, shall we say. And Matt Breida was in there for 18 snaps, graded out at 68.3. Darius Slayton was in there for 67 snaps, 65.8. Wan'Dale Robinson was in there for 46 snaps, 65.3. Eric Gray was in there for 1 snap, graded at 64.9. So Saquon was in there for 60 snaps, 62.2. Darren Waller was in there for 71 snaps, almost a whole game. He graded at 60.9. Would have been interesting to see what he would have graded out at if the guy hadn't his jersey kind of pulled like that. No, that's not holding. Oh, I don't see a penalty there. Simply amazing. And then of course you have that absolutely unbelievable. Just that roughing the passer call, and it was a Carriquet. I mean, I have no idea. These refs, I have no idea. Absolutely unfreaking believable what they're calling. It's just absolutely freaking unbelievable. What a joke of a penalty. Absolutely joke of a penalty that was. Jalen Mayfield was in there for 1 snap. He graded out of 60. Sterling Shepard was in there for 1 snap. He graded out of 60. Daniel Bellinger was in there for 41 snaps, graded out of 58.5. But let's see, what does he got here? Pass blocking. Daniel Bellinger was in there for 12 snaps. He graded out of 80.7. His pass blocking. So Mark Lewinsky was in there for a whole game, 77 snaps. He graded out of 58.5. His pass block was a 74.4. Evan Neal, right tackle, graded at 77 snaps the whole game, 57.1. Lawrence Cager was in there for 5 snaps, graded out of 56.9. Isaiah Hodgins was in there for 18 snaps, graded out of 54.3. Marcus McKeithen was in there for 68 snaps at right guard, 52.3. Justin Pugh, left tackle. Well, he was guard and tackle, but 51.9. And dude, the guy straight off the freaking couch, he grades at a 51.9 overall. I mean, I think we got lucky with him. I really think we got lucky with him. And Ben Bredesen at center, right, graded out of 47. But I mean, overall, these grades were so much better than the grades they had last week against the Dolphins. So much better. All right, so let's go to the defensive side of the ball, shall we? All right, so of course, Bobby Okereke, the guy was freaking everywhere. Graded out at 90.8. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal. His coverage grade was at 93.2. I mean, just guy was everywhere. This is, and I'm not saying he's going to grade out at a 90 every week or he's going to be this amazing, whatever, but you can just see, I mean, against the Dolphins, he had a good game. He followed up with a good game this week, right? So, I mean, he really, it really seems like he's coming on. It looks like this is what we brought him in here for, and he's really starting to pay off some dividends. Then, of course, the second highest graded giant on defense was Micah McFadden. So we had the 2 inside linebackers, right? Garrett was a 90.8. Micah McFadden was an 87.9. These two guys did a very, very good job. Very good job in there. Nick McLeod, he was just in there for just 2 snaps. He graded a 72.9. Jason Pinnock had another good game. Free safety, 61 snaps, graded a 72.1. Isaiah Simmons, 11 snaps, graded at a 70.7. Xavier McKinney was in there for 61 snaps, 70.3. Trey Hawkins III was in there for 11 snaps, 68.2. Let's see here. And he wasn't according to PFF, he wasn't targeted at all. Dexter Lawrence, 49 snaps, graded a 65.9. This was his worst game of the season, according to PFF. That's all I'm going by, right? Darnay Holmes was in there for 9 snaps at 61.2. Carter Coughlin, just 2 snaps, that's all, 59.5. Ashawn Robinson, 6 snaps. I'm not even sure why we even got this guy. I mean, 6 snaps, 58.3. Nacho was in there for 19 snaps, graded at 55.9. Kayvon Thibodeau, 56 snaps, he graded at 55.4. Adoree Jackson was in there for 48 snaps, 52.3. Let's see here. He was targeted 4 times, gave up 4 receptions for 63 yards. Boogie Basham, he was in there for 9 snaps, graded at a 51.9. Jihad Ward, Hottie, was in there for 41 snaps, 48.6. Leonard Williams was in there for 55 snaps, graded at a 44.8. Deonte Banks, 61 snaps, graded at a 43.9. I'm not really sure. Let's see here. His coverage was 39.5. This is one of those things I just don't quite understand. According to PFF here, okay, he didn't miss any tackles. He had 1 tackle. I don't really understand this stuff here. Some of this stuff makes. According to PFF, Deonte Banks, his coverage grade was the 39.5. He was targeted 3 times, gave up no receptions for no yards. They threw the ball at him 3 times, no receptions, no yards, but somehow they graded him as his coverage grade was a 39.5. I don't understand it. Makes no sense at all to me. Cordell Flott was in there for 40 snaps. He was targeted 7 times, gave up 5 receptions. Let's see here. 41.4 for Cordell Flott. Jordan Riley, nose tackle, graded out of 29. And Dane Belton was in there for 14 snaps. He graded out of 28.5 altogether. So altogether, let's see what they have here. There's apparently what they look at. There's 29 targets on the passing game. We gave up 19 receptions on 29 targets, which isn't bad. 65.5. So, I mean, the Giants outgained them. Held the ball. Had the ball longer. Had got more turnovers. Unfortunately, what just straight up killed us, obviously was the red zone. 0 for 5 in the red zone, and the killer of it, just the straight up killer of it, was the fact that we had 2 times we had the ball at the 1 yard line. 2 times we had the ball at the 1 yard line. We got no points out of it. We got in the red zone 5 times. Couldn't score a touchdown. Let's see here. Cowboys, right? We got shut out. 49ers, we scored 12 points, had 1 touchdown, 1 offensive touchdown. Seahawks, we scored 3 points, so no touchdowns there. Dolphins, we scored 16 points, 1 defensive touchdown. So still after these 4 games, we got 1 touchdown, right? As I said, the Seahawks, Cowboys, Dolphins, 49ers, Bills. Okay, Bills, I'm sorry. All right, 9 points. So 5 games. If you take the Cardinal game and just for the moment here, just for a moment, just put it to the side. 5 games, 1 offensive touchdown. 5 games. 5 times in the red zone against the Bills, no touchdowns. 1 offensive touchdown in 5 games. I mean, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I said 5 times inside the red zone, and we got no touchdowns. And there was 2 times we were at the 1 yard line, and we scored no points. Absolutely unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. I mean, but just this stuff at the end of the season, you go back and you look, and it'd be like, well, we could have won this game, we could have won that game, and we could, I mean, this is just like a straight up nightmare. Absolutely just straight up nightmare. What we got here? Uh-oh. somehow, see, I'm not watching the game here. I'm following here. What did they do? Punt? No, what? Touchdown, 7-7. What's going on here? Punt. They got the ball. They must have. How did they punt the ball? How did they scored a touchdown. They punted the ball. How did they get the ball back? Oh, okay, here we go. Punted the ball. Tolbert muffs the catch, recovered by the Chargers. Cool. Very good. I'm just kind of wondering how the Chargers just punted the ball and they got the ball back. And they're down. It's 3rd and goal at the 4. You know, I'm dying to see if they don't make it here, do they actually kick a field goal or they try to keep going for it all the time? Because they already went for it one time on 4th down and they didn't get it. So there's 3 points that they left on the board here. Let's see if they leave another 3 points on the board here. Now it's 4th down. But what we got? 4th and goal at the 1 yard line. Let's see if they go for it again. Trying to see if they make it or don't make it. But what I'm saying is that, you know, the futility, absolute futility of being able, not being able to score a touchdown. As I said, same thing here, like with the Chargers. I'm just dying to see, you know, what the Chargers wind up doing here. Do they kick a field goal or they go for it? They're probably going to go for it. But as I said, I'm not see timeout by the Chargers. Okay, so the Chargers are going for it. Yeah, they're going to go for it. So I'm not sure if they're going to make it or not. But anyway, you know, just the futility. All right, so let's go here. The team overall grade by PFF. The Giants are got to be. Are they still the bottom? Yeah, number 32, 54.6. According to PFF, the Giants team grade. The Giants are the only team in the NFL, according to the overall team grade, who's graded in the 50s or at 54.6. Everybody else is graded at a 60 or above. The Giants get no love from PFF. All right. The offensive grade. Oh, so the Giants got to be way down here. Miami's number 1, 88.8, and the Giants are number 32, 55.6. Our offensive grade. So two grades. The Giants are number 32 in both of them. The Lions are 88.4 in the passing game. They're number 1. And the Giants are in the passing game. The Giants are number 24, 59.9. Now this one, the Giants are probably the worst at. Pass blocking grade. The Lions are number 1, 77.4. They got a very good offensive line. And we got, let's see, the Giants are number 32, 33.2. So I've given you 4 grades so far. The Giants are number 3. The Giants are number 32. The Giants, according to PFF, had the worst grade in 3 of the 4 stats so far. Receiving grade. San Francisco's first, 86.5, and the Giants are, where are we at here? Giants are number 31, 61.9. So we're either number, so far, I've given you 5 grades. The Giants are number 31 or 32 and four of those 5. Running grade. Let's see here. Dolphins are number 1, 93.9 is their grade. Wow. Unbelievable. Simply amazing. The Giants running grade is number 16, 74. So right in the middle there. So very, very good. Run blocking grade. All right. Let's see. Vikings, number 1, 80.1. Very impressive. But the Giants' run blocking grade is not super spectacular here. Number 32. We have the worst run blocking grade, 43.4. So I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've given you 7 grades. 7 grades so far, according to PFF. The Giants are number 31. Oh, cool. They scored a touchdown. Looks like it. Cool. All right, Chargers, 17-17. Well, if they kicked the field goal earlier, they'd be winning. But so we got a bowl game, 17-17, Chargers and Cowboys. Man, I'll tell you what, if the Cowboys and the Eagles will lose, man, it'd be a fantastic weekend. Fantastic weekend. But, the PFF, I've given you 7 grades. The Giants are number 31 or number 32 in 5 of those 7. All right, let's see here. Defensive grade. 49ers are number 1, 89.9. And the Cowboys are number 2, 81.3. The Giants. The Giants Giants are going to be playing the Jets. Their defensive grade, they're number 4 overall. But let's see, the Giants defensive grade here. Number 29, 56.6. Their defensive grade. All right, their run defense, not very good. The Lions run defense, 79.4. All right, and we got the Giants are number 26. 26. The Giants are 51.7. Their run defense. Tackling. 49ers are number 1, 80.7. The Giants last season were a very good tackling team. Although they did pretty good yesterday. They did tackle well. I think according to PFF, they only missed 5 tackles, so that's not bad. They were 48.4. They're number 24 overall with their tackling grade. They were a lot better tackling team last season. Pass rush. 49ers number 1, 90.5. I mean, the Giants, no sacks. I think they had 1 quarterback hit. They're number 21, 69.3. Coverage grade. 49ers are number 1, 90.1. And the Giants coverage grade they are number 26, 55.8 is their coverage grade. And special teams. Saints are number 1, 90.5. And the Giants are number 32. We're the worst, according to PFF. We're at 50.5. We're the worst special teams grade. Now, that's a little subjective. The Scottish Hammer, I'll tell you what, he has done pretty well. He's done pretty well. He seems like he's coming on. And Graham Gano, thank goodness for him, right? He gave us all our all our points yesterday. So, between those two, we're doing very, very well. So, I said it's a little bit subjective, but the Giants, according to PFF, we're grading out the worst on special teams. So, we got a lot of improvement to do. But the Giants did work out to, right? Because we don't know what's going to go on here with Daniel Jones, right? With his neck injury. Now, of course, he does plan on playing. He was trying. The goal to obviously is to play this week against the Commanders, but you don't know. And I guess they don't seem to have a ton of, I guess, whatever you want to call it, love or whatever you want to call it, or hope or promise for it. I guess maybe for right now with Tommy DeVito. So they're bringing in, or maybe if they think maybe Daniel Jones might be out, maybe a little on the long-term side, maybe possibly, right? They want to have Tyrod, DeVito, and then maybe somebody on the practice squad, bringing in at least a third guy. So maybe they're kind of thinking maybe Daniel Jones might be, a couple weeks, or maybe if he can't go this week or next week, they want to have at least 3 quarterbacks on the roster. So, but says the Giants are looking into other options at quarterback as starter Daniel Jones continues to deal with a neck injury. The team worked out Ian Book and from Notre Dame, my man Ian Book. He had a good career at Notre Dame, and Matt Barkley, who has got the familiarity with Buffalo. So on Sunday night, Jones was inactive, and backup quarterback Tyrod Taylor was in as a replacement. The Giants elevated Tommy DeVito for the Week 6 matchup against the Bills. Barkley has played in 19 games in his NFL career, starting 7 of them. He has a 58.4 completion percentage with 2,699 yards, but he's got 11 touchdowns and 22 interceptions and has been sacked 13 times. Barkley has played for quite a few teams. So I mean that's one of the things. You put the guy. I mean, the guy has played for quite a few teams, right? There's no familiarity there. God, Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This stuff just, I mean, the Cowboys got a 3rd and 18 and the Chargers have a holding penalty on defense. And they give the Cowboys a 3rd and 18, give them a first down. Absolutely unbelievable. But I mean, like with Barkley, I mean, he's a backup. He comes in, he's doesn't have a lot of familiarity. You got to put him in there. And maybe he's throwing to guys he hasn't played with before and all that stuff. Oh, there you go. Now the Cowboys are off and running. Give them a penalty. Now they're off and running. Looks like they're on their way for the game-winning drive. Way to go. Way to go, Chargers. Good job. Nothing pisses me off than watching the freaking Cowboys win a freaking football game. God, I freaking hate it. Anyway, so, I mean, with Barkley, he's got 11 touchdowns and only 22 interceptions, but he does have familiarity, with Dayball, So I guess the Giants might want to have at least maybe have a third quarterback in there. Let's see. Barkley's he started with the Eagles, who drafted him number 98 pick overall in 2013. And he's been around for a while. Then he played with Arizona. He played with the Bears, with the 49ers, the Bengals, the Bills, the Titans, the Panthers, the Falcons. Holy cow. Who hasn't he played for? He's been with some teams more than once while playing on the practice squad on others. Ian Book has played in one game, which he started in that game in 2021. He went 12 of 20 for 135 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Let's see. From Notre Dame, 25-year-old was a 4th-round pick from New Orleans in 2021. He also signed with the Eagles in 2022. 2023, he was an off-season practice squad member of the Patriots. The team also worked out wide receiver Damiere Byrd. On Sunday night, the Giants nearly defeated the AFC frontrunner, losing 14-9. But let's see. After the loss, Jones said his neck feels a lot better. So we'll have to wait and see. And he's working toward being ready for their Week 7 game against the Commanders, according to the Newark Star-Ledger. The injury occurred in Week 5, loss against the Dolphins when he was not. And he was a non-participant at practice all week long leading up to this game here. So the Giants played with Commanders in Week 7. Whether Jones is active or not remains anyone's guess for now. So, I mean, he's got the whole week. But, if it's, if it's one of those injury, the whiplash or whatever, you just don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. You can only, you just wish nothing but the best for him. Then there's this sticky situation here with Mr. Pugh, Justin Pugh, right? He's kind of right at the Giants over the, kind of hold them over the barrel a little bit here, if you want to call it that, because he kind of refused to go on the practice squad. And after, what he did, he's not going to be expensive. And after his performance, coming straight off the couch, actually, it's something at the end of this article is pretty funny too. But coming straight off the couch, showing what he can do, he's going to be a hot commodity. So if the Giants were, to put him on the practice squad, some other team might come in and zoom, swoop, and pick him up. Right? Valuable commodities are the offensive line. And, especially we start getting further and further into the season when more and more guys are getting banged up. To get somebody like him could be a hot commodity. And if the Giants were to put him back on the practice squad, he might be gone. So he's got him over a little tricky situation here. Justin Pugh, surprising, inspiring play on Sunday night for the Giants. 77 snaps, almost a year today after his surgery on a torn ACL. Most at a position where he had played 5 snaps in 2015 is a great story. It also has put him and the Giants in an interesting position. Pugh signed to the Giants practice squad less than 2 weeks ago. He was a standard elevation from the practice squad for Sunday's game. The Giants now have to either sign him to the 53-man roster or return him back to the practice squad, which they may not want to do. And Pugh also has the right to refuse to return to the practice squad and sign with any other team as a free agent. Thus, the 33-year-old Pugh seemingly has the Giants over a barrel. In a league where the Giants are far from the only team seeking mid-season offensive line help, Pugh certainly showed on Sunday that as he gets healthier and stronger, he can certainly still play at a quality level. This is apparently a bridge both sides understood they would eventually have to cross, said Pat Leonard. Pugh and the Giants talk transparently entering this. Pugh would try out as a practice squad player to prove he was healthy. If he did that, he would be worth a more formidable contract to reflect his value to the active roster. And certainly last night's emergency tackle work qualifies as even more early value than anyone expected. He was a guard and 9 snaps into the game. Oh, sorry, we got to put you back out. We got to put you out of tackle. Crazy, absolutely crazy. This is simply phase 2 of what he and the Giants already discussed. Pugh has said all of this on the record. When Pugh was a guest on the Valentine's Views podcast a few weeks before signing with the Giants, he expressed the desire to play this season. He said that perhaps he would play longer than that if his comeback went well. I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, if he works out well here for the Giants, the Giants would be kind of crazy to let him go. Sign him for next season if he's not doing well. Even if, let him start, let him battle it out for a starting job. If somebody else beats him out, okay, he's quality backup. Hell, he can play guard and he can play tackle. Sign the man. He's not going to cost you $15 million a season, but heck, sign him. You got some money next season. You need good quality depth on your offensive line, and that's what Justin Pugh would be. Let's see here. Sunday night showed that he is certainly off to a good start. The Giants currently have 10 offensive linemen on the active roster, not counting Pugh. Someone would likely have to go if the Giants were to sign Pugh to the 53-man roster, which seems like a good idea. I'm sure they can find somebody on the roster to go. Like Shane Lemieux. The guys I love his attitude. I love the guy, great attitude, all that stuff and everything. But the guy's a walking injury, and he just does not play good at all. He has not played good at all for the Giants. Let him go. Let him go, right? If you let him go, heck, maybe nobody picks him up. Put him back on the practice squad, right? Cap space is at a premium for the Giants, who have only $3.888 million to work with per over the cap. Still, it would be worth it to figure out a way to work out a deal with Pugh, perhaps one covering the rest of the season and the 2024 season, right? So, so you can give him a little bit of salary, give him a signing bonus, something or whatever, maybe, give him some of his money next year up front, but then you can, space it out for this year and next year, maybe keep his cap hit this year a little bit low. You need quality backup, where you need quality players / backup offensive linemen, and that's what Justin Pugh is. But someone might snatch him away. In the meantime, you might want one of these. And Justin Pugh is also quite the savvy businessman too. Apparently, he launched his straight off the couch T-shirt line today, and there's a picture here, straight off the couch. He's got a T-shirt, a hoodie, plus a hoodie. So he's Justin Pugh. He's got a straight off. Which I don't know. It just seemed to be working real well for him. Straight off the couch. You gotta love it. The Giant. There's depth, and then there's quality depth. There's the QD. There's the D, and then there's the QD. You can get depth. There's 3 trillion guys out there who would be more than happy to throw a Giants uniform on. You give them $750,000 and they say they're an offensive lineman. There's trillions of those guys out there. Then there's the QD, the quality depth. Is something the Giants have not had since, I think, 1814, when Abraham Lincoln was the president of the United States. Quality depth. When you have some quality depth on the offensive line, because we've seen that's what's been the Achilles heel for the Giants this season, quality depth or just good quality offensive line play. When you got somebody somebody's in the building, right? You don't let them go, right? Some quality depth. Sign the man, whatever you got to do. for the rest of this season and for at least maybe for next season. That way, I said, when next season rolls around, right? Hey, Justin, you're going to battle it out at the left guard position, whatever. You're going to battle it out at the right guard position, whatever. Best man wins. If you beat McKeithen out, cool. If you beat Azudu out, whatever. Cool. If you beat Bredesen out, cool. It's open season, baby. It's open season for the guards. Whatever, if you win, you're the man. Go get him, brother. If not, if you can't, you got your money. You know what you're making. You're going to be a backup. Of course, as sad as it is, you're only one snap away from becoming a starter. And as we know with the Giants, injuries and the New York Football Giants, you just kind of go hand in hand. Hey, buddy, how you doing? I'm the Giants. Hey, I'm the injuries. How you doing? Oh, man, this feels so good. Man, I think we're going to be good friends for a long time. I see a lot of injuries coming to Giants. I mean, it's just absolutely freaking amazing what has happened this season with the Giants and the injuries. Absolutely freaking amazing. But as I said, you can never have, enough quality depth. You can never have enough good offensive. As I said, I mean, it's pretty much totally destroyed the Giants season. Plain and simple. So hopefully they can find themselves a way to sign Justin Pugh. Don't put him back on the practice squad or whatever. Don't let him go. Keep him in the building. Sign him for at least hopefully maybe this year or next year. And he's a torch holder. He's not a long-term solution, but at least you can breathe a little easy, right? I mean, because you need like maybe 8 offensive linemen or so, whatever. Right? You got Michael Schmitz whenever he comes back. You got Andrew Thomas, right? You got Justin Pugh. You start, I mean, as I said, he might only be here for a year or two, Justin Pugh, but at least you can breathe a little bit easier, that you got some, if he's not the starter, he's some good quality depth. So, all right, guys, it's been 41, almost 42 minutes. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Or if anybody spends any time watching a replay, just once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants.